Right, ladies and gentlemen, to the UK delegation who have over the years been unwavering in their support to the Iranian resistance, Ashraf residents, as well as the 10-point plan of Maryam Rajavi. Please do join me in welcoming the UK delegation to the stage and speaking on their behalf, Baroness Eولon, Member of the House of Lords. A warm welcome.
بارونس اولان عضو مجلس اعیان انگلستان. شورشگری و مقاومت زنان ایران الهام گرفته شده از زنان شورای ملی مقاومت و سازمان مجاهدین خلق ایران است. آنها شاخص بالاترین سطح نقش فعال زنان در مبارزه برای آزادی و برابری در ایران در قرن گذشته هستند. رهبری مریم رجوی در شورای ملی مقاومت نه تنها الهام بخش نسل جدیدی از دختران ایرانی، بلکه الهام بخش بسیاری از ما زنان در سراسر جهان بوده است. برنامه دموکراتیک مریم رجوی و شجاعت زنان ایرانی تضمین کننده این است که کسی قادر به ربودن انقلاب دموکراتیک آتی مردم ایران نخواهد بود. حملات بی‌امان رژیم علیه مریم رجوی و علیه شورای ملی مقاومت، کارزارهای شیطانسازی، توطئه‌های تروریستی و دادگاه‌های نمایشی در تهران فقط مهر تأییدی است بر مؤثر بودن و مشروعیت شورای ملی مقاومت ایران. فریاد اوجگیرنده زنان ایران، زن مقاومت آزادی، بازتاب تعهد تزلزل ناپذیر آنها برای بازپسگیری کشورشان از رژیم سرکوبگر است. ما باید پشت سر این زنان شجاع بایستیم که به برقراری یک جمهوری دموکراتیک مبتنی بر جدای دین از دولت در ایران اقدام می کنند، چرا که آنها تاریخ را می سازند.
Good afternoon, Madam Rajavi, Your Excellency, distinguished guests, ladies and gentlemen. It is again a huge honour and privilege to be with you on this occasion and to be part of such a large delegation of parliamentarians in support of a free Iran. We gather at this 2024 Free Iran World Summit at a pivotal moment for Iran. The regime in Tehran stands at its weakest. It's grappling with internal crises it cannot resolve. Its foreign policy tactics, hostage-taking diplomacy, cyber attacks, and state-sponsored terrorism have not only destabilized the whole region, but they have also extended their reach into the streets of Europe, exporting the persecution and repression to Europe to silence Iranian dissidents and their supporters. And ladies and gentlemen, I pay a huge tribute to those of you who stand in London and around the United Kingdom with us and who let us know a little of your struggle for freedom and invite us to support you. I pay tribute to your courage. For 4 decades, the regime has clung to power through destruction and bloodshed. We have seen such tragedy, such violence, such terror. Yet despite all that, despite the brutality, despite the mobilization of the resources of the whole state for oppression, look at what happened yesterday. 88% of your people did not turn out to vote. What courage, ladies and gentlemen, to resist the repression and the threats of the regime and to refuse to go out and vote. I think it is symbolic of that great state of courage in which the Iranian people live, despite the repression which the regime opposes. And I noticed too the force of the women of Iran, a force I am very proud to stand with today. These brave women are at the forefront of the protests. They mobilize in resistance units to expand anti-regime activities, and we saw some of that. And we saw the courage of young women in Iran standing up, knowing that the regime will be trying to identify them and get them, but still they stand up and speak to us. They have resisted the most gruesome and horrible tortures, even when their sisters are executed, just as the brave Madame Rajavi did and continues to do and has done with such courage for so long. Ladies and gentlemen, these acts of defiance and resistance are inspired and made possible by the women in the Democratic National Council of Iran and the PMOI. They are the culmination of women's active role in the struggle for democracy, freedom, and equality in Iran for the last century. Mariam's leadership of the NCRI has not only inspired a new generation of Iranian girls, and so many of us women across the world, but also she has provided this 10-point plan for the future, where all Iranians will have equal opportunities to assume political, social, and economic leadership. Ladies and gentlemen, earlier this year, I had the honor to join her and other prominent women personalities and parliamentarians here in Paris to stress that the women of Iran are a force for change. Mariam's democratic platform and the brave Iranian women will guarantee that no other imposter posing as opposition to the regime in Iran, be it in Washington or from within the ruling dictatorship, will be able to hijack the Iranian people's coming democratic revolution. The regime's relentless attacks against Mariam and against the NCIR, the smear campaigns, the terror plots, the kangaroo courts in Tehran, they serve only to validate the effectiveness and the legitimacy of the NCRI. As one of the signatories of the statement which my right honourable friend David Jones unveiled earlier in his remarks, I echo what he and other speakers said with regard to the need for a firm British and European policy on Iran based on prescribing the IRGC and recognise the Iranian people's right to fight for a democratic republic. I reiterate the call on world leaders to recognise and endorse the Iranian people's democratic movement led by Mariam Rajavi. Today, ladies and gentlemen, Iranian women boldly declare their refusal to accept second-class citizenship and misogyny. Their rallying cry, women, resistance, freedom, echoes their unwavering commitment to reclaiming their country from the repressive regime. We must stand behind these brave women as they make history by helping to secure a free, democratic and secular republic in Iran. Thank you very much. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you.